Hey there! Today I'm going to take you around Legoland Malaysia as a plus-size woman. I know for a lot of us that are bigger, that are voluptuous, that are curvy, we wonder whether we're going to be able to get on rides, we wonder whether a theme park is even worthwhile for us. I'm here to show you how much fun can be had, what works for me, what doesn't work for me. So for a little bit of context, I wear a 4X from H&M, and I found that H&M is pretty reliable sizing all over the world. So if you fit a 4X from H&M, it's probably about the same size. So let's go explore, let's see what it's like. Let's see if we can have as much fun as our less fluffy friends. If you're anything like me, you've probably wondered if it's even worth coming to a theme park as a plus size person. I'm here to show you that there's more than enough room for us everywhere in the world, even in a theme park. One of the first things to note is that it is very hot in Malaysia almost all the time. So I have a neck fan, which makes a big difference. I also wear tights, which again makes a big difference. Stay hydrated. Another thing that is going to be absolutely essential. One really awesome thing is that understanding how hot it is here, they have a lot of shaded areas. They've just covered the mini land, so this whole portion is now undercover. So whether you're worried about sun or rain, you can come in here. Some of the rides are covered, there's indoor building areas. There's a lot of areas to get out of the sun. A lot of people here also bring umbrellas. It's a nice way to protect from the sun. Or of course a nice sun hat is always a great option. So those are the main practicalities of everything. Now let's get down to what we can see and what we can do. Next up is boating school. This is actually one of my absolute favorite rides in the whole park. It's super fun. You get to drive a boat around a little course. It can be a little squishy on the knees, and so if your knees give you problems, you might not love it as much as I do, but I find it really relaxing and heaps of fun. So let's give it a go, boating school. There is no one here today, so I'm going to walk right through. Get on a boat. All right. Great, thank you so much. There we go, on the boat. So, as I said, one of my favorite rides in the whole park. It's super chill, I can hear the birds singing. Yeah, being around water always makes me feel good, even if it's a little artificial pond at Legoland. So there's my legs. I've kind of got them knees apart so that I can get my foot down on the pedal and still steer. But I don't feel uncomfortable at all. I don't feel too squished or anything. Just cruising. So that was boating school and it was super fun. It's in Lego City here at Legoland Malaysia. Next up I am going to ride the train, the Legoland Express. Let's go give that a go. So here it is, Legoland Express, but I just missed that train. So it takes a few minutes to come back around. I might come back. I feel like there's plenty of space. I wouldn't want to, have a 12-hour train ride on here, but it's pretty comfy. It's worth noting that there is way more room everywhere except the first seat of each carriage on the train. Right here is called Rescue Academy, and it's great fun if you've got a bunch of people, particularly 8 people, so you can fill up 2 cars and race each other. And really, I think anyone of any size can go on there, but it's a lot of work if you try and do it just by yourself. So don't think I'm going to try that one right now. Next up is Lego Airport. Now there's a little bit of a trick to this one because there's one plane that is a little bigger than the other planes. I think it's number 4, let me see. Hello! So here we are, green plane number 4. This is my ride. So for this ride you need the bar and the seatbelt, but it can loosen. Alright, so we've got seatbelt, bar. Bar had to squish in a little bit, but not uncomfortably, and worth it to go for a ride. Here we go. So with this one you pull a lever and it takes you up in the sky. You can go back down and you can go back up and back down again. Very fun. So here's my lever. I'm going to push it to come up, let it go to come back down. I've never been on this ride without a child before, and it's fun. It's super fun to do just by yourself. Kind of like the Dumbo ride at Disneyland. Am I allowed to say that? So as I said, the seatbelts will extend. I have ridden on here with children, well, with a child at a time, and we fit in just fine. Next up is the Lost Kingdom Adventure. This one I've had no issue getting on, sharing a seat with a child. Let's check it out. It's like a shooting game. Here are the carriages. There's a lap bar that comes down, but I fit into that easily. Alright. Here we are. There's a lap bar down. So I sometimes shift a little just to make sure it's as comfortable as can be. No issues. Alright, so as I said, shooting game. So let's see how I go. Lost Kingdom Adventure. Let's go. Did it. 16,000 points. Kind of shabby, but you know, I'll take it. This is the Beetle Bounce, and as you can see, they have a larger seat in the middle, but I've actually never tried to go on it, so I'm gonna see if I can go on. I feel like the answer is no, but for you, dear YouTube viewer, I'm going to try. All right, so here we go. Middle seat, let's see if it works.
Shit.
So we have to put the seatbelt on, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so first thing is seatbelt.
This one.
Oh, wrong one. That's not gonna work.
Yep.
Okay.
And plus, it gotta put...
The bar's not gonna go down, huh?
Yeah.
Can I see? Yeah. Okay, so see? The bar is gonna be too tight and the seatbelt is gonna be too tight. No problem. I thought so. I just wanted to check.
Sure.
My children always ask me if I can go on, and I say no, but I've never actually tried. Okay, so for me, that seatbelt and that bar are both a little too tight. But they do have the biggest seat in the middle, so other adults are able to ride this ride. All right, so there you go. Beetle Bounce was a no-go for me. But it's actually one of only 2 rides in the whole park that I haven't been able to get onto. So doing pretty well, all things considered. I'll show you the other one. Stick around and find out. There's one other ride in the park that I can't get on. Wait till you see it. Ninjago is closed. So it is low season right now, and so they're doing like rotating maintenance on some of the rides. So this one's closed for a couple more days and then it'll reopen. Only ever for a couple of days at a time. This one I know I can ride on. I've rode on many times before. The one thing to note about this is if you're heavy in the belly or heavy in the bottom, then the lap bar isn't just a lap bar. The lap bar is actually how you play the game. You shoot missiles, and if you don't kind of scooch to let that bar go down flat, it's gonna mess up your score completely. I'll try and find a video to show you. Anybody can get on it. It's whether that bar is gonna come down so that you can play the game. this ride right here is called Dino Island. It is great fun, but you get soaking wet on this drop. Absolutely soaked. And I don't want to be wet right now. I didn't bring a change of clothes, so I won't show that to you live today, but I'll include some footage of another time I have done the ride. Now the thing to note about this one is that it requires 2 passengers, but you're probably not going to fit with another adult.
Is it scary?
So you can ride it with a child. So there's a bar that crosses in the middle, and I can sit in there with any of my kids because I take up a bit of their space. You wouldn't be able to fit 2 bigger adults in there at the same time, and you cannot ride alone. So you can, as a bigger person, almost certainly ride this, but you need a passenger with you that is a much smaller person and doesn't mind you being a little bit in their space. If you want to enjoy Dino Island but don't like the idea of being wet at the end, never fear, there are body dryers for 10 ringgit to dry you off. Entering Imagination. One thing I absolutely love about Legoland Malaysia is that there are heaps of places to sit down. There are seats all over the place, so you can get off your feet, you can sit in some shade, you can take a break. And it's not a huge park, especially if you cut through Miniland to get to exactly where you want to go. But even if you walk around the whole thing, it's not massive. You can walk through it and you can take a break when you need to. Alright, in Duplo Playground, there is this little mini train that's really just for kids. The 4D movie theatre is very comfortable. The seats are a good size. Won't feel too squished in. And there are movie sessions throughout the day. You will get wet. It's a 4D movie theatre and they spray you with water a fair bit. But it's a nice place to sit down and enjoy your show. This is the tower, the observation tower. This one is just seats, no belts, no bars. So this one is suitable for just about everyone to ride. As you can see, just seats, sit where you like, no seat belts, no bars, comfortable enough for a couple of minutes. So really the only reason not to ride the observation tower is if you don't like heights. Otherwise it gives a lovely view of the park. And off into the distance as well. So as I walk along, it occurs to me that there is one more ride that I have never tried, and so I have no idea whether I fit in it or not because I've never had any desire to do it. You have to physically pull yourself up here, but I guess I'm gonna try if it's open. I think it is. Let's see. Allowed to take any belongings on me with this one, so I will let you know what happens. Again, it is a seatbelt and a bar, so we'll see if this one works for me. So I didn't get on this one. So what happened here is some of the seatbelts are different lengths. I checked them and some of them are definitely different lengths, so if all you need is a bit longer seatbelt, you're alright. For me, the problem was the bar. The bar could not get in quite far enough for the sensor to be happy, so that's what did it for me. I got a seatbelt on, couldn't get the bar down low enough. If you're smaller around the waist, that'll be less of an issue and you should be able to ride this one. And you gotta have all that upper body strength to get yourself up because this is all under your own power. So I can't say I'm devastated I couldn't get on this one, but I'm glad I tried. And if you try, keep in mind some of the seatbelts are different lengths. Right, here we have Merlin's challenge. I'm good, how are you? Alright, so this one just has a lap bar. If you are riding by yourself, it is fine.
Ready?
Yes. If you are riding even with a small child, it is very squishy, but by yourself, it's no worries. Here we go. So this is like one of those old school carnival show rides, making you nice and dizzy. Whoa. I have not included the rides like the Royal Joust that are only for children in this video because no adults are allowed on those, plus size or otherwise. Oh, I should point out that these are about the only steps I think in the park, and there's a ramp around if steps aren't your thing. So if that's difficult for you, don't let it be a concern. This castle is home to Legoland's biggest roller coaster, the Dragon. There are stairs to go up to where the roller coaster leaves from, but there is also tucked away an elevator. So again, if stairs are an issue for you, Legoland has you covered. So here we go. Elevator's gonna take me up. Hello. So this is the Dragon. So you have this lap bar here, but it is a divided lap bar. So you and the person sitting next to you can have it at different points. So here you can ride with a small child and still have space for your bar to go down. I've ridden this one before, no issues. It's great fun, just scary enough. Conquer the Dragon. No cameras allowed on this one, so I won't be able to film in the ride, but it's great fun. I don't know if it's me or if it's the ride, but I find the right side of the carriages much more comfortable than the left side. So there you go, the Dragon. Super fun, plenty of space. Like I said, fine sitting on the right, more spacious than sitting on the left. Don't know why, don't know if that's the ride or if that's me. Let me know if you give it a try. So there are a couple of rides that do have a maximum height. In this case, for the Dragon's Apprentice, it's 195 centimeters. So this is the Dragon's Apprentice, and I'm pretty sure this is my favorite ride in the park. I really enjoy it. It's another roller coaster, much smaller than the Dragon, but I still find the thrills quite wonderful. So the harness systems for the Dragon and the Dragon's Apprentice are the same. So if you try one and it works for you, then the other's going to work for you too, which is nice to know before you line up. All right, Dragon's Apprentice. Again, can't film on this one, so I do have to go and put my bag on the other side. So this is the Great Lego Race VR coaster. And this is the only other one at the park that I can't ride. All right, so I cannot get on this ride. The bar does not go down far enough over my belly, and so I will not be on this one. It latches, but I guess they have a minimum latch down, and I don't meet that requirement. The bar just doesn't get down quite far enough. Maybe if I scooched a bit around, but I don't mind missing it. It looks super fun, but one more that I can go on is the Wave Racer, which is super fun. So let's go check that out. So this is Wave Racers right here. If you get lucky, you don't get too wet. If you get unlucky, you can get very wet. But it's great fun, and I think it'll be okay for just about everybody that can manage the steps required to get in. off the wave races, mostly unscathed, pretty dry. The trick is to go in before you get to the submarine and back out again after. Super fun, really enjoy it. And I've realized that while I thought that was the last ride I could show you, there's one more. Let's go check that one out. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Final ride of the day. Going counterclockwise around the park. The Technic Twister. All right, so you're gonna need to fit through this gate, which you push, not pull. And it's a teeny bit squishy. And it's a little bit squishy here too, but more than enough room. Here we go. Last ride of the day at Legoland, Malaysia. The Technic Twister. I came in counterclockwise. I went to Lego City first and looped around that way. And here's the grand finale. So, let me take this time on this ride to talk to you. So I either could have or did ride 13 rides today. There were 3 that I couldn't get on because the belts or the bars wouldn't go down. But there were 13 others that I could ride in this park. And there's only 16 total. There are a few other rides that are just for kids. Of course I wasn't going on those. But of the rides that are suitable for adults at Legoland Malaysia, me wearing, you know, a 4X size top and bottom was able to ride 13 of 16. And that's, you know, not even taking into consideration the shows, not taking into consideration the like building stations and things. At Legoland Malaysia is plus size friendly. It is definitely an option for you. It is definitely worthwhile. You are not gonna need to set everything out. If you have an adventurous spirit, you too can enjoy this park, and I hope you do. Let me know if you've been, let me know if you loved it. See you next time, somewhere in the wider world.